so here with me again is Noufel El Kasri, gorilla, professional MMA fighter, right? Now professional.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's so good. And newly signed athlete. You have
Yes, sir.
representation, brother. That's so amazing, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Luis.
Tell me about it, man. Like, how was it? Like, I knew it was a matter of time this would happen with you. You know, you're extremely talented. But man, like how you got to meet them? Tell me, bro. What's up?
It's been a long time coming, man. It's been a really long time coming, and like I've been really patient with it. Like I've obviously like have the urge to go pro for like like let's say 2 3 years ago. And like I'm glad that I have coaches, good coaches around me. That keeps my head, keeps me, that keeps checking me, make sure that I'm on the right path and like not letting me do what I want, but they do what's good for me, what's best for me. You know what I mean? And that's really
Completely.
important in the fight game. You know what I mean? Because like to do what you want, it's easy. Anybody can go and do what they want. But sometimes what you want is not good for you. You know what I mean? Like you have to like like have other people take other people's perspective because they've been through it. They have done it all. They went to the they experienced the highs of the highs of the highs of the game and the lows of the lows, so they know better. And
Mm.
it's good to have those people around me, and I do respect them. I do listen to them, and that's why it's been a long time coming, but I'm really happy what I am right now, man. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like I'm not late, I'm not early. I'm on time. I'm on my time. You know what I mean? And this is exactly what I'm supposed to be, and I'm just grateful for it and really happy what I am and excited for what's coming.
Bro, you're insanely mature for your age, brother. Like your way of thinking is very strong, very disciplined, you know. Not many like I guess that's why you are where you are and you're in the right path. It's obvious. There's like a lot more to your journey, a hell of a lot more, you
Absolutely, man.
know.
We're just getting
You
started.
know, but like what you just told me, man, like I am where I need to be. It's just to have that mentality, just that alone, people think it's just easy. Nah, bro. People, especially as a professional athlete, especially as a professional fighter, it's tough, man. It's tough to make it out there, and you get desperate. You lose patience.
Yeah, yeah.
So amazing that you haven't done that. And like you said, it is a big influence the people around you that you need to have the right people with you, you know, like that they guide you, that you can trust. That's fucking, and
Yes.
that is priceless, brother. That's amazing that
Yeah,
you
that
have
is
that.
priceless. Yeah, having a strong team, it's like, it's a key. It's key to everything. Like whatever's doesn't have to be only in professional or like professional sports. It's literally anything. Having a team around you that supports you and you can trust them and you can listen to their advice, and like it's priceless, man. It's like really priceless, man.
Well, obviously you're incredibly focused on what you want to achieve. You know, you have this big goal, but at the same time you are completely aware that you have to do multiple little steps before you get to that goal. You know, and you're taking it day by day, which is that's the smart thing. You live in the present. You know, being aware of the present is fucking hard to do, brother. You know that.
It is, yeah. Well, we always tend to live in the future. We always tend to like, live fast, or like, or you know what I mean, because we want to get there. We want to get there. But how are you gonna get there? It's like, but what you doing today? That's what gonna get you there. You know what I mean?
That's what
So
matters, man. That's what
yeah,
matters. Yeah, because I like a lot of people, they definitely they concentrate on the future way too much, you know, and they get stuck in the future. Well, that's like that would be the definition of anxiety, right? You know,
yeah. Well, I've
right?
definitely. I mean, I've done it. You know what I mean? I've got like like thought about it so much, or like I'll think about a fight. Like let's say I get a fight, then I'll just thinking about the fight more than I'm thinking about like what I'm training, or you know what I mean. I'm just
Mm.
thinking about the fight, thinking about the future way more than what it is, which actually like let's focus on like training. Let's go to training of the day. Let's see, okay, what we're doing today. Day one, and trying to like maximize on that thing. Like take, make most of my training. And that's how you're gonna get there. You know what I mean? So it's definitely hard, man. Like I've been there, man. I've been in camps where I'm like just thinking about the fight, just thinking about what's the next move, or thinking about this and that, and like it definitely brings like a lot of anxiety, a lot of,
Yeah.
it's not fun, but yeah, it's learning experience.
You have a strong mind, man. That's so important, especially in this sport, brother. Like it's so, so, so important. What is your drive to maintain the lane that you are at?
Man, like I'm I mean, I would lie if I said that I'm always, that I'm always on it. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like that wouldn't be like fair if I said that. It's not true, but the because but the what's but what I do, what makes me keep going, it just resets, man. Like take the time to reset. Like don't fall away, don't fall away from it. Just keep at it. And like you need a day or two, boom, take a day or two, reset. And just like that's how I do it. Like no matter, I train, I'll keep going. And if I need a rest, I'm gonna go rest. Yeah, I need to like go hang out with friends. I need to like skip a training, maybe, then I'll do that. And that's what keeps me going, because like sometimes I don't like to be I used to be too hard on myself. I fuck up in here. I should not fuck up here. I should not do this. I should not. But now I just forgive myself, and like, if I need a reset, I'll take my time, resets, and like, get back to training, and I'll just feel as good as, I was, you know what I mean? Or even better, you know what I mean? And
Completely.
that's how I keep like keep staying motivated, is by just like, like day by day, day by day. And like if I need the time to take off, I'll take time off. If I need to do something, I'll do it. If I need to travel, then I'll travel. You know what I mean? And but
Yeah.
but obviously, like, it's always in my head, like no matter what I do, it's always sitting in the back of my head. It's like it lives rent free in my head, like can never take it away. It's always there. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, that makes you so focused, man. But it's this is why I say you're so smart, man. This is so fucking cool that you do, because this what it is, like, it's not a technique, but what you do to keep that drive alive applies to pretty much everything, to your work life, to a relationship, whatever. Those little breaks, those little resets, like you call them, are so necessary, man. You know, because in the end of the day, we're just human.
Yeah, man.
Like we will break down at some point or another.
Yeah,
We need that time to regroup. And for example, in my culture, the like Latinos, right? It's kind of like you're brought up feeling that if you're not doing something, you're not being productive. If
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
not busy, you're wasting your time. So like
Yep, yep.
you're raised with that mentality, and when you have like free time, you feel guilty. You're like, shit, I should be doing
Yeah,
something, right? But like despite of that, because I'm pretty sure that in your culture is something similar, right? That you have to be always productive. You gotta be doing something. You gotta be always doing something. Like it's kind of like if you have a time off, it's kind of like a no. Not really like no, like you gotta continue. You gotta continue. You gotta do it. You gotta
yeah,
fight for it.
yeah.
You know. So so
But
so yeah.
I was just gonna say, it's like, but also when you rested, it's you're doing something good too. You know what I mean? Like you're letting like your body rest, get ready to like, whatever,
Completely.
like for another week of hard train. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. Like when you rest and you actually like you're still working on the same goal. You know what I mean? You still like,
Exactly, because
yeah, like
resting is part of it.
it's
Resting is
part of
part
it.
of man. Like I was saying, we're just humans, man. We will break down if we don't get that rest. We will break down faster. Maybe so you could be the strongest motherfucker of them all and everything, but at some point you will break down, and then
Yeah, that's how.
you will start deteriorating your mind as well, man. And that's when that starts to happen. That's dangerous.
Yeah, then injuries start to come out, like, like that's when injury starts to happen. That's when like all this like small things starts to add up. Then it's like you're forced to take time off instead of like
Yeah.
just taking the rest that you need. You're actually now your body's like, all right, I'm gonna make you stop. you know?
And also like as a fighter, as a male fighter, we have egos, man, and we don't want to admit, nah, I don't need time off.
I don't think it's just a male thing. I feel like everybody got egos. I feel like
But I'm saying like that not only because I'm not saying it's a male thing, but I'm like that combination of a fighter plus a male that makes it to have a big ego. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like you definitely, yeah. And you know what's crazy, man? Like the sports is very humbling. Like
Mm.
the sport is very humbling. Like you can be as strong as you can. You go into a jiu-jitsu class. You're taking advanced jiu-jitsu class in any, like in any like any academy. You go to a jiu-jitsu class and you get like this 50 years old man, he's like been doing jiu-jitsu for
Yeah,
like 25 years, crafty, and he's gonna humble your ass, no matter how strong and how powerful you think you are, no matter how young you think, no matter how many pro fights you got, no matter how like knockouts you got, like this old man who's been there for like he knows nothing about jiu-jitsu, he's gonna humble your ass and he'll be like, damn, I gotta, like I still gotta need to work on some shit, you know what I mean? And that's why the sport is cool because it humbles you, like you can live, it's like as you can be the hammer, you can also be the nail, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what the good thing about this sport, like the sports fucking humbles you, man. Like it really makes you like, hey, don't it's good to be confident, but like don't get too confident, or don't get
yeah.
too
I mean, like
actually.
it's good to have confidence, but don't get cocky, man.
Yeah.
You always gotta have respect, man. You always gotta have respect. Respect for the game, respect for the sport. You always gotta have respect. Like those
Yeah,
guys you say,
absolutely.
you have like you will find the jiu-jitsu places, this old guy and everything. You gotta show respect, you know.
Yeah, and like and they will humble you. Or sometimes you
Yeah.
train with like like there's like they're just really good. You have to like like oh okay, like
Yeah.
sport will humble you. Like either you like it or not. Either you're gonna get humbled in the gym, and if you don't get humbled in the gym, then you're gonna get humbled in the cage under the lights in front of millions of people, which is worse. So it's better to get humbled in the gym and learn from it and then get humbled in the cage in front of millions of people watching you. You know what I mean? And that's the
Completely
hardest.
agree.
Yeah, that's the hardest one to take and the hardest one to kind of like, because obviously like that's what we work for. We work for that win, and when you fall a little
Exactly.
short, it's hard. It's hard to deal with. A loss. Nobody wants to deal with a loss. Nobody wants like I know everybody keeps saying like, it's either you learn or you win, but a loss is a fucking loss, like
A loss
it's
is a
it's
loss. It will always hurt. You can learn from it and all that, but it will
yeah,
hurt, man. Come on.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm not like I'm not against like lose. I'm not against win or learn. It's a great like analogy to go with it. It's a great way to think about it. But it's a fucking loss. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna learn from it. Obviously, you should learn from it. Then if you're not, then you're just stupid. But like a loss is a fucking loss. No matter what, it's gonna stay there as an L recorded. So
Yeah,
you better like,
otherwise don't compete. It's not the sport for you
yeah,
because like you gotta have, yeah, like
yeah,
people would say you gotta be humble, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. Okay, oh true. But you gotta be competitive, man, as well. You
oh
you
yeah,
want to fight for that W every fucking time.
yeah,
Obviously, if you
absolutely,
lose, don't dwell on it and don't like, oh, I'm horrible, I'm gonna that. Nah, don't
yeah,
be
no
stupid, right? Be
excuses, yeah,
smart, be
exactly,
smart about it. Like, okay, but you gotta like when people say like, "Hey, that win doesn't matter," like, come on, bro. Like, it does matter, man.
oh yeah,
It,
bro,
it
big
does
time,
matter. It does matter, bro. And going back to the humbling things, that's where you learn. Because, like you said, especially guys like you in your position, you're not only if you take a loss, you're not only taking a loss, you're taking a loss in front of a lot of people. There's an audience, and we're living in like social media era. So that loss becomes well, we could become a fucking meme, like it just becomes bad. And that loss will haunt you. even
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
like just taking the loss. It's just like with you because you guys are on the spotlight every time you fight.
Yeah.
Man, it's
Yeah,
just
man. Like and like that's why I respect anybody that steps in the cage or anybody that fights in general. Anybody that fights, whether it's like a small tournament, whether it's a smoker, whether it's just like an amateur fight, whether it's whatever it is. If you step in a ring and fight, I respect you. It's like it takes balls, man. Like not everybody can do it, and it's not for everybody. You know what I mean?
man.
Like,
You reminded me of the smokers, man. That was fun time, bro. You made me
yeah,
not reminisce
it's
of my
it's
kickboxing days.
nice, hell yeah.
Yeah, but
And,
that was like that's how I started. Like started doing like smokers, like and everything. It was so fucking fun. That's how I started fighting, like amateur and everything. Not to your level, kickboxing, but yeah, something regional. It was fun.
That's
You know,
cool,
I
man. I've been there too, bro. I've done
yeah,
smokers. I've done it all, man. Like I've been there. That's like I did smokers. I did like local tournaments. I did all of that. You know what I mean? Like headgear, shin guard, like all of that, man.
man. Like yeah, good times, man. Like that was like
It is, yeah.
yeah, man. But you
It really is. It really
tell
is.
to tell me about your management agency, man. It says Sucker Punch, yeah.
Yup, it's Sucker Punch. I signed with Brian Humper. So he's a really good dude. So Brian Humper has me and him. We've been in contact for the last I would say like 2 3 years. He's always been, like supportive to me. He's always been like, nothing but good vibes and good energy to me. And he's always reached out to me. He's like, hey, I know you're still an amateur. And this was like way back. I think I was like still like 2-0 or 3-0 as an amateur. And he's like, hey man, I really like your style. I really like this. And I would love to like work with you and let me know when you're ready. Whenever you get, whenever you're ready, like, please, keep us in the discussion, keep us in the discussion. Would love to work for you. So when somebody shows interest, it's like a lot of times that's what like we turn like we tend to actually go chase people that don't want to talk to us, and we reject people that want to talk to us. You know what I mean?
True.
This is just our like mind, how it does. We always want the guy that, we always, it's like for women too. You always follow that woman that rejects you, and the woman that wants you. You're like, I don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like it's not. Cherish the guys that supports you. Cherish the guy that's that believed in you even when you were still an amateur. And like Brian Humper is a good dude. So he's that's how I know him through my coach Cody. I think he managed my coach Cody when my professor Cody used to fight back in when he used to fight. He managed him all the way through his career, all in his UFC career. So he's got a really good relationship with my coaches. He knows them really well.
Yeah.
So it's like it's and I feel like when it comes to the fight game and managers and this and that, it's like you need to find somebody that's like uh, you guys all on the same page, or like you guys all on
Of
board.
course.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, of
like,
course.
hey, if I'm, you got somebody that you can trust, somebody who's not shady, somebody, and they've been in the game for so long. Like, they've been in the game for so long. They know exactly what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
they're the pros, like, and like they're pros. And I don't want to like, that's what I want to do. This is what I want to do with my life. This is what I am. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I want to work with the best to be the best, and that's it. And like I made the decision. I remember like talking, when I talked to Brian, he was like, yeah, he's like, we'll get you there, like he's like, we'll get you there, we'll get you good fights, we'll find you good matchups, we'll sign you to LFA, we'll do this, we'll do that. And it's nothing but like good stuff, it's like all the stuff that he told me, it's nothing but good stuff. And not only that, it's not just words, it's
Actions.
like realistic stuff, like actions, like realistic. It's not like somebody just talking out of the air. Hey, I'm gonna sign you
Yeah.
in the UFC. It's like he's like, hey, this is how we're gonna do it. This is the plan. This is what we're doing. Does that make sense? It's like this is how we do it, this is how we do it, and this is what we're gonna do. So I like that. They got a system, and they've been successful. They have like they have multiple champions. They have like Max Holloway. They work with Max Holloway, Rose.
Yeah,
Paul
yeah,
Felder. They work with a lot of my teammates as well, like Caleb Hall, Ryan Chardebois, Nate Smith, the Savage. It's like, they work with a lot of good people, and that's why I was like, I feel like this is a good decision to make, and yeah, and because it was a lot of people reaching out to me like, hey, we want to work with you, we want to work with you,
yeah.
and like
They
I'm like,
were.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, I don't really know you, I like, you know what I mean, so it was kind of like, hey, let's, and like, you know what I mean, so I was like, and I've talked to people, I've sit down and talked to people, and I came to a decision, and then after I talked to Brian, I talked to my coach Cody and Christian, and I was like, hey coach, this is, talk to Brian and this and that, and he's like, hey man, I think you should do it. So I was like, all right, say less, like,
You
let's do it.
trust
And
them,
like,
man. Yeah.
yeah, I trust them, and that's where the decision came from. It came from, like, little talk, and it's been like years in the making. Like I said, like Brian used to reach out to me like before 5 weeks, like sometimes I'll also do an amateur fight, my fight, and they were like, hey, good luck this weekend, go out there, just good energy, good positive vibes, we'll be watching
Yeah.
and this and that, and that will make me feel good, like, hey, that's cool, this guy's still like following my career. He's actually he's on site. It's not like just talk. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like, that's why I was like, and like I said, it's been for almost 2-3 years. So when I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
ready, I was like, hey man, I think we're ready. You know, I know you were saying that like you wanted to stay in the discussion. Let's talk. So we talked and we got an agreement and we became partners. That's it.
Cool, man. That is amazing, brother. That is amazing. What's next in your career right
Oh,
now?
next is a pro fight. That's it. Like
Your first day,
this
your
is
debut, yeah?
yeah. Next is the pro debut, and that's it, man. And go from there. It's one fight at a time. And now it's like, like just it's time to climb the ladder.
Yeah, yeah.
it's like now you just it's like you just go out there and one fight at a time. Like no rush. And then we just gotta look at it one fight at a time, and until we get to the top.
Are there any talks on when this can happen? Your pro
Yeah,
debut?
yeah, I think it could be like a late August or September. Like the
Well, not
latest
that far
will be,
away, quite soon.
yeah, like like it's, I think maybe like for September will be like 12 weeks, will be like, like really good. So it's perfect.
You ready?
I can't hear you.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, like
Hell
what I
yeah.
mean. It's a work in progress. Like it's a work in progress, man. Like this is it's been a long time coming for sure. Like I feel like my entire life prepared me for this moment. Like I've been in martial arts for a minute, and it's
Yeah, that is fucking true, man. Martial art has been part of your life
yeah,
since you were
like
like five, right?
yeah. Since I was 7 years old, I've done taekwondo. Thanks to my parents. I'm forever grateful for that, and forever like grateful for my parents to putting me through like martial arts and making it like, and making it a lifestyle to me. And that's I'm forever grateful for that, and I love them so much. And that's another reason why I do this too. And like I feel like this is just it's a long time coming. It's been a journey, and I feel like I'm just fulfilling my destiny.
Man, that's amazing, man. I'm so happy for you, man. This is well deserved. About time, and this pro fight is like you got this in the bag, that, man. It's
Thank
all
you, man. I
good,
really
bro.
appreciate it.
Man, but like keep us in the know with the profile. When is it gonna be? And like we gotta be like we wanna support you and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple of options. So we'll just we have a couple of options. There's now, like there's like the MMA is getting so big. MMA is getting so popular.
It
There's so
is.
many. Yeah, like it's so popular all over the world now. It's like especially United States. There's so many promotions. There's local promotions. There's like Sparta Combat League, do pro fights. Like there's Colorado Combat League, which is another promotion. There's LFA. There's like promotion out of state. That there's so many options. So now it's like if you want to fight, then you will fight. Like
Yeah.
so many options. We're looking into different dates. So we're just looking at like once we secured, once we sign the contract, once we get like an opening, then that's when it's gonna be at. So, but that's when the dates are up. We're shooting for August, September. So that's that's it for now. But it could be LFA because LFA. I know LFA is coming into to Colorado. I know LFA is coming back in Colorado. I think in September and August they're doing two
Okay.
shows. So that could be one of them. So yeah, one of my teammates, Carlos Valdez, he's he's like a really good fighter as well, and we've been training together for over 3 or 4 years now since I moved to the United States, and he fought a couple I'll say a couple of weeks ago in Mississippi, and his promoter wants him back. He performed really well. He did really good,
Nice.
and like he was like, "Hey, I want you back," and like bring some teammates. If you get some teammates this time, we can like have both of you guys or like three guys come in. I was like, all right. So we just talked me and him yesterday. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. We can both go out there, and it's always fun when you go with like teammates that fighting. It's like two of
Absolutely.
us. It's
Yeah.
like we help each other in camp. We motivate each other in camp. You know what I mean? We help. It's
Absolutely.
always fun when you have like your teammates fighting on the same night. It's like it's like double. It's like double the reward. You know what I mean? It's always
No,
fun trip.
completely,
Like
man.
you
Yeah,
take the
yeah.
coaches with you. It's like a fun trip. We take the coaches. We go out there. Like it's always fun. So that could be one too. Like yeah, that could be another option as well. So we'll stay open to like different options, and we'll take
Well,
whatever
it's good.
comes
It's always
first.
good to have options, man. It's always good to have options. Yeah. How you doing with fly school, man?
Man, it's good. Like I haven't started it. Like I'm still in school, but honestly, like this might be a little crazy, but like I'm also like thinking about like pumping the brakes on that, like and like pumping the brakes a little bit on that and going full time, like big time full time on fighting. When you think about it, like I got a short window, man. Like you know what I mean, like you can't do this your entire life. You can't fight your entire
Of
life.
course, yeah.
But like I can still fly. I can still do that after I retire from fighting. After what I mean. But like right now, I think it's time for me to like really do what I really want. You know what I mean? Do
Yeah,
what I
yeah, of
really, really,
course.
really want.
Yeah.
What I really fucking enjoy. And like what brings me happiness, what makes me happy, what makes me alive. And there's nothing that brings me joy, nothing else in the fucking world besides like being in the cage. And like
Man.
and time, we don't got time, man. I don't got time, nobody, I feel like time flies like this, man. It's like I remember like 5 years ago I moved here, like
Yeah.
like it's like yesterday. It's like I just moved here, Now it's like 5 years since I've been here. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
time flies.
and also like you're in a sport that is so popular, it's growing day by day. Time is of
And
the essence, as they say.
yeah, and like so and you don't want to go into the sport or like to the career like half or like 20% or like 30,
Yeah,
because like the more you give to the sports, the more the sport will give you back. You know what I mean? And this is how it works. The more you get, the more time you spend on it, the more you give the game, the more the game is gonna give you too. And like
absolutely.
for me to actually like for me to be doing both, I would have never like mastered both. I would be like an average fighter and I'll be an average pilot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
got you.
like I
It makes
came
sense.
to yeah, you came like it's hard to do both. Like being a pilot, it takes like it's hours of flying, hours of studying, hours of this. And I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it just if you want to master something, if you want to like master something, you can't be doing other things. You
Nah,
know,
man, you gotta have full focus, complete
yeah,
focus.
you gotta do one thing, and that's what I came to the conclusion. I came to the conclusion that, this is what I love most, and
Yeah,
this is what I love most. And obviously I still like flying, and like I have no fucking doubts. Like, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I have no fucking doubts that I will be a pilot. Like, like it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be in the next 5 years, but I will be a pilot because, like I really like that. And like, I feel like it's fun, and like I've done it, I've experienced it, and it's in my head and it will never go away. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But now, now I got an opportunity, I'm like, I got an opportunity, and like, I don't want to miss it on it, and I want to give it all I got. You know what I mean? I want to go
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
110%, into it, and like go from there, But yeah, so
Well,
I'm
it
glad you
makes
asked.
sense.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
asked, man. Yeah, I'm glad you asked.
well, man, we're always in the know about you, brother. Here, we're big fans. You know that. Much love, much success always to you, brother. But I think now, especially that you're turning pro. Well, you already are pro. You're starting this. You have a good team behind you, good coaches behind you, good you have a good management behind you. Yeah, man, makes sense that you like decide to give it all, concentrate full time on this, man. Like
Yeah,
give it all, give it a couple of years, see where you can go. And like you said, the flight thing is always gonna be there.
always gonna be there. People fly till they're 60. Like, you see all the time. You see like, see all the time like airlines, see at the airports, airline pilots, you see all the time like airline pilots dragging their like, like carry on, like all, they're like 50s, like, over, you know what I mean? Like you'll all still be, but I cannot fight when I'm 30. I cannot fight when I'm 35, like I might, but I'm not gonna be as good as I am right now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
sport, it's this is not golf, man. It's not.
Because you're just starting, man. You're just
Yeah,
starting. This is
and
this is you're just starting your pro career. You have a
this is
long fucking journey, man.
exactly, man. I got I got another like, like 10 years, in this,
And who
that's if I
knows?
do
Like
it,
the
and
who
that's if
knows?
I
Like
do it right. That's if I do it right, like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
And
if you
and
do it right. Like
and,
if
and
I
if
do it
you
right, I might have 10 years. And if I fuck it up, I might have like a short, like a short career. You know what I mean? Like, but if you do it right, train right, take care of your body, like, and all that good stuff, that comes with it, all those responsibilities, then you're gonna last, But if you don't do it right, then you're gonna have a short career, which is we don't want that. We know we're here to last, we're here to stay, we're here to put our stamp on this game, you know what I mean? Like I'm like,
absolutely,
yeah, I'm not here to be one of many. I'm here to be one of few, I'm not like, and that's what motivates me. Like I always ask myself, Noufel, do you want to be one of do you want to be one of millions fighters? Because there's millions of fighters out there, or do you want to be one of a few? Because how many champions we got? Like there's few champions, you know what I mean? There's few top contenders, you know what I mean? And that's why I want to be. I don't want to be like another fighter. I don't want to be like one of many. Oh, he tried and it didn't work out.
yeah, absolutely. No, you gotta do full thing. The focus you have it, the drive you have it. Just keep it up, brother. And also this career path will definitely let you discover new whatever it is that you might like that will let you stay in this sport, like new journeys, whether it could be like maybe like you don't make it as a fighter, but doesn't mean you cannot make it as a coach. You cannot make it as a coach, but doesn't mean you cannot make it as an agent. I mean, there are different ways that you can stay in this sport and still stay relevant and still build a successful career around MMA. Obviously, as a professional athlete, you want to make it as a fighter. You want to become champion in your division or in two or in three or whatever. I get that. But like if that doesn't happen for whatever reason, that life is not over. Life continues, and and there are other chances for you to stay in the sport. So because I have talked to fighters that they have lost great opportunities in fights. They have lost also in a fight, like title defenses or title championships, and they have taken it so bad they have never returned to the sport. Guys that really had good talent. They didn't want to give up on the sport, but they just believed that they weren't good enough. They just didn't continue. And in this sport that is so ruthless, bro, you gotta keep moving forward at all times.
Yeah,
Smart, of course. Don't be stupid about it. Do it.
yeah, man.
Take smart steps, smart decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you're right, man. You gotta keep moving forward no matter what. You gotta like, no matter how many losses you take, no matter how many, like, and like we just saw this in the last weekend. Like Brendan Moreno. Like it was, you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like big
Fucking
time, man.
example.
Like
Yeah.
real life example, man. Like like he got cut from the UFC. He went back to LFA. He took a step back, but he never looked at it that way. That's just a step back. He never looked at it as a step back. He just went out there, won the title for LFA, got back to the UFC, took a couple fights, boom, fought the champ, fell a little short, fought the champ again, become a champ. Look at Jan, Jan, polish power, like he beat Izzy, like he's the first man to beat Adesanya. Look at his career. Like he took a couple losses, like he was like, I
Yeah.
think like, like Charles Oliveira, like, look how many years he's been in the UFC. Look how many, he took a couple losses, but guess what? He never left. He never said that I'm not going to
He
be,
continued.
he continued
Yeah.
like, and those guys are real life examples of how the fight game, is, like keep believing in yourself, and like you said, like you got to keep moving forward. Like you said,
You
you got to
gotta,
keep
you
moving
gotta, you
forward.
gotta keep moving forward, man. You cannot stay. You cannot go. Especially if you say that you love the sport, you gotta keep at it, man. You gotta fight because it's never gonna be always the high, man.
No,
You
yeah,
could you gotta
absolutely not.
experience the down.
Oh
It's
yeah,
up and down. Like everything in life, you're never gonna be always high. You're never always gonna be down unless you want to be down. It's always up and down. You gotta be prepared to fight the highs. You gotta be prepared to fight the lows for sure.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you
exactly,
gotta
man.
you gotta
That's
be strong in every sense of the word, and also you gotta be smart. That's why you have a good team behind you. Because certain things that you don't know, your team will guide you in that way, right? Especially like with this whole negotiations, many athletes and business and stuff, many athletes are not too familiar with it. Sometimes they're screwed over, they get screwed over. Sometimes they get good. You don't know. And sometimes you could be the best athlete and you get a bad deal. I always believe it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. It matters what you have signed for in business. Right. So you got to learn those things, and this could be also a good journey for you to learn all those things. You got to know about everything, right? You got to
yeah,
be
man.
aware of what's
This is
happening in your career. You just because you're the fighter, you're the star, doesn't mean you got to be oblivious to the rest, right?
yep, yep. You have to like, to know who you. Yeah, you cannot. You have to know who you with. You have to know, like, you have to, you have choose wisely. You just choose wisely. Who you want to work with and what you want to do, and like coaches or this and that. And it's and I feel like this is all decision that those are all small decisions that play like a huge role in the long term, like the long term like goals or the long term achievements. Like they might not be like, you might not actually like like get the roles right now, but in the long
Yeah,
term, it's like you plant the seeds, like, and you're not gonna get the fruits on the same time you plant the seeds. Like you plant a seed, you plant a tree, you're not gonna get the fruit till like 4 or 5 years later. And that's
exactly.
exactly what it is. It's like you choose these guys and you keep working with them. You trust the process and you keep working, even though you don't see results, but you keep working. You don't see results, you keep working until results start coming out, and like, and and I've seen it, it's like I really seen it, like, like I'm like I really look up to Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen is like I'm sure not only me that look up to, but a lot of young fighters like me at the gym and at the elevation, the upcoming guys, like me, Evan, Daniel, Miguel, and shout out to all these guys. They we train together, and we push each other. So we look up to Corey, and like I've seen it, man. I've seen it happen. I've seen it make. I remember like I remember going to shows, to local shows. I remember watching him fight for Sparta League. I remember watching
Yeah,
him. Yeah, I remember watching him fight for title on Sparta. Then I remember I was there. Then I remember watching him fight for LFA. Like I was there as well. You know what I mean? Then like after that, I remember like me and my friend Richard, we went out there to watch his first UFC fight in Nebraska. You know what I mean? So it's his second UFC fight, I think. So like it's cool, man. Like I've seen the process happen, and like I've seen it how it is. I've seen what it takes. I've seen like what's the definition to make it, like it's like he laid out the blueprint for us. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
this is what you want. This is the blueprint. Are you willing to walk this path? Are you willing to like do what it takes to get you there? You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then it just at the end, then at the end it's just up to you. If are you willing to to go walk through fire to get there. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
and like that's why it's a fucking honor, man. It's like it's an honor to be part of Elevation Fight Team and High Altitude Martial Arts, and it's an honor to have a guy like Corey, like with us in the team. You know what I mean? His he's just so he's good, man. He's a good teammate. He's a good dude. He always wants to, he always improving, and he's always like help us improving as well. And it's so
yeah,
good to
yeah,
have
yeah.
him. It's so good to have him there to keep, to have somebody to look up to at all time. You know what I mean? And just like have something to chase and get better. And it's a tough room. When you train at Elevation Fight Team, it's a real tough room, man. You got a lot of like a lot high level guys, and you just go out there and you try to like compete with them, and you have like guys, like high level guys, like Taiwan Claxton, like Banks, like Keratin Banks, like high level wrestlers, like Caleb, Ryan Charlebois, like Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
it's a tough room. You walk in there, you get beat up every day. You walk in there, you get like, it's hard to compete with that. But guess what? We better every single day. We get better every single day. We always chasing that, to get better, and and that's the key, man. And like I'm just excited about the journey, man, and I'm excited to get started. So
Yeah, man. Like, because like the journey is necessary. You gotta be prepared for it. Because think about it. Like, if you go through the path and you're like one of those extraordinary athletes, you go through the path and you're all the time winning, 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 winning. You will never fucking learn anything, man. I'm
yeah,
telling
yeah.
you, bro. Like, because like it. Uh huh.
Unless you learn from other people's losses. There's people like
You
that.
gotta experience it, brother. No, you got. I
No,
believe you.
I
You might be
understand.
right. You might be right,
I
but like
understand.
I
I'm not
believe
saying like,
you gotta experience. I feel that you gotta experience. You gotta experience the loss. You gotta experience the hardship. You gotta experience the negative, not only side of the sport, but of the journey that we're talking
oh
about.
yeah,
Of the
absolutely, oh
like
yeah, absolutely.
that those hardships. I believe that those hardships will make you a strong man, a strong athlete, a smart one. In every word, in every sense, you will be prepared for everything. Life, because yeah, you as a winner, meaning like staying on the top all the time, and yeah, you get people around that loss and that you share that experience, but in the end of the day, that is not your experience. You might feel empathy, like damn, and then like, okay, he did something wrong, I will not do it. You might learn certain things, but in the end, you're still a winner. You don't know. You gotta have that experience of loss, I believe, bro.
I do too. Like I think you're right. I really, yeah, I really like think this. It's huge to experience it, like it's huge. Like, it's really huge. Like you have to, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta know what it feels like.
It's kind of
So
like you're
that way,
training, man. Like if you are training every day and you feel that you're not breaking a sweat, you're not like pumped and that you're everything like you're shaking because you have done everything, you're exhausted. Man, you don't feel at least I remember when I used to train, I love going out, like leaving the training exhausted, full of like because I would say, man, I did a good training. And I would like, for example, when I started jujitsu, I would get tapped out every fucking day for like 3 months in a row. You know, that made me a stronger. I learned so much in that game, and I think that applies to everything as well.
oh yeah, bro, absolutely, man. Oh yeah.
So tell me, brother, your plan is to reach the UFC?
You already know, man. Like that's what we do. This is yeah. That's the goal.
That's the goal, man.
That's the
Fuck,
goal, man. Of course.
imagine. Have you imagined yourself already, like Noufel, the gorilla in the UFC?
Yeah, man. I've seen it in my head. I've seen it. I believe in it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it multiple times. I've visualized it multiple times. Like I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all in my head, bro. I've seen it all. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it all. So all I gotta do now is I gotta make it happen so the world can see it. That's it. That's all I gotta
Of
do now.
course, yeah. Just keep working hard, man. You know what I'm looking forward to the most. Me, myself in particular. Like when you make it to the UFC, I want to be able to say, "Fuck, man, that guy was in JockPharm. I interviewed him. We made a podcast, and I got his name wrong. I confused him with his brother on the first podcast in the introduction, man. I want to say that. I want to say. I want to tell the story, man.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. That will happen, bro. It will happen, bro. It will.
Oh man, I know it will, man. I know it's just a
Yeah, it
matter of
will.
time, man. Just don't lose focus, man.
Oh, absolutely not, man. We're gonna stay at it, and one day at a time, and until we get there. Like stay
Yeah,
at
man.
it, keep my head on my own paper, like they say, which has always struggled with because I'm, always like copying and shit growing up.
Oh man, I know all about that quite well.
They always tell me like, "Hey, keep your head on your own paper," but now it definitely makes sense. Keep your head on your own paper. Like you got to keep your head on your own line, and and that's it. Just mind your own business and do what works for you best, and work hard, stay humble, and be respectful, and that's it. That's all.
Absolutely,
That's all it is. Like work hard, be humble, and that's it.
man. So cool. I'm so happy for you, brother. This is gonna be
Hey, thank you,
great.
man. Really appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
man. Yeah, yeah. That really, you know, you have our support 110%, bro.
Of course, bro. I know, man.
Uh,
I do. And you as well, bro. You got my support. The JockPharm team got my support. JockPharm platform got my
hey,
support.
hey, I gotta put you on blast right now. You still owe me a video.
I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do.
No, but seriously, man, we are fucking happy everything that you're accomplishing, man. We're huge fans of you, huge supporters, man. You're a special guy, special athlete. That's why you're going to places, man. And I can see it every day in your pictures and everything that I know about you. You just like fighting. You're a true fighter, not only in the cage but in life, man. You're a fucking warrior, man. Keep at it, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. It means a lot, bro. It really means a
And with
lot.
that said, I'm gonna let you be. I'm gonna have some dinner. I definitely think this conversation was a lot better than the last one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Send my best to your brother, okay? Much love and success to you, brother, and we'll be in touch definitely again.
Sounds good, my brother. Take care, bro. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Take care,
Take care.
brother. Peace, brother.